When it comes to concealed carry, there are three things that are most important. These aren't in order, however, we'll just go one by one. First thing being the firearm that you choose to carry. Second thing being the holster you decide to carry it in. And then the third, the belt you choose to put it on. First things first, as a disclaimer, TXC did send this out for me to kind of unbox and review for you guys. So TXC actually partnered up with Next Belt to release a EDC belt, essentially. We'll open it up and see what's inside. As you open it, you'll get the belt itself, the actual ratchet system, or belt buckle, so to speak, and then a set of screws and Allen keys, and you'll find out here shortly why. So if you've never used an EDC belt that's specifically made for EDC, most of them use a ratchet style system. This belt is from another manufacturer that we won't name, but it works very similar, right? It ratchets like so. And so TXC essentially said, we'll take a Next belt, which is in my opinion one of the best belts on the market, and we'll kind of tailor it more towards the gun community. Hence the absolutely beautiful black multicam, essentially, as you can kind of tell here. And then their just trademarked TXC logo and belt buckle. So on a lot of these EDC belts, you'll see a bunch of these teeth where the belt buckle will actually ratchet in and give you a very firm and positive click. And I'll tell you what, this thing doesn't go anywhere when you need to. Even if you pull on it, it's not moving, which is obviously great for concealed carry. The belt itself comes uncut and unsized. On the inside, you'll see a bunch of numbers and essentially waistline sizes. So find your waistline size. I tend to go up 4 numbers, so I usually wear, I believe it's a 38. So actually, I will tend to cut mine around the 42 mark. I've done this a couple times, so I kind of know where to cut. What I would recommend is cut extra long, put on the buckle, size it, with and without your holster, see how it feels. If it's still too big, remove it, cut it again, and so forth. So normal pair of scissors at the 42. Takes a little bit of effort sometimes, depending on how dull your scissors are. It might just happen to be very much so. Here's where these screws come into place. You'll get 3 set screws with Loctite on them. It might be overkill. I tend to add additional Loctite just because of my personal OCD. You don't necessarily have to. So now what you do essentially is you take the belt buckle, slide the belt into the buckle, and then on the back you'll get 3 little placement holes for those set screws. Here's my recommendation: set 1 set screw in first, not all the way snug. Put the belt on with your holster, ratchet it, see how it feels. Again, with and without your holster itself. The reason I go a little bit extra is because sometimes when I'm in the car or sitting down for a long time with my gear on, I like to unratchet and give it a little bit of room just so I'm not in the car being smushed in. Once you know that it's the right size, I would take the additional set screws that come with the belt, some more Loctite, and then just push those all the way in. Before you push them all the way in, make sure it's nice and flush with the belt. That way there's no wobble. And there you have it. This is the TXC EDC belt. Just for demonstration purposes, I don't have a slide on mine. It's currently out getting some work done. But here's my lower. I will slide on my holster onto the belt. This obviously won't be at full capacity, but that's okay once you slide it on. So this is essentially what you want. You can essentially hold it from the sides and it won't flop around, which is the whole point of a quality EDC belt. You don't want to wear a leather belt or a 511 belt that'll flop around. You want something to hold up the weight of your gear, that it's always consistent, it's always comfortable, plus does that not look absolutely badass?